And we are live. Welcome back to Takes by Fans. We got a great show for you today. As always, we are live every single day at noon Eastern. If you want to watch live, head over to twitch.tv/Takes by Fans. If you want to watch but not live, head over to our YouTube channel, Takes by Fans. We post all of our shows and clips of the show there on a daily basis. And if you just want to listen, we are on podcasting apps, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio. So, however you want to watch or listen, we've got you covered multiple ways. Alrighty, today's a big old Thursday, folks, and we are finally going to be talking about our final thoughts of the NFL season. We should be able to have time today. We got to set a 10-minute timer for our NBA talk. We're going back to an NBA Daily 10. I know we haven't done that in maybe the last month, but we got to keep ourselves on schedule here. We've got to start getting our final thoughts down on paper because the whirlwind of news is not stopping in the NFL, folks. The combine news is taking over. Everybody's talking, and we're already starting to kind of, get into the murky waters of what's true and what's not. We just heard the general manager for the 49ers have big time believability, and Trey Lance said he got better in his 2 games that he played. That we had to go back yesterday on the show and look at those 2 games, and we did not see that man get any better. And truly, folks, I just don't understand Trey Lance. I do not see anything good about him, but when I said that yesterday on the show, I got pushback all day yesterday. Once again, that's fine. Y'all can have that opinion, but I just don't get it. And it's everybody. I don't think anybody is saying anything bad about Trey Lance besides us, and we're not doing that to kind of be counter and, shock value and all that. We don't do that over here, but I just don't understand why everybody is on Trey Lance. I just don't get it, but that's why we dig down deep into the video and the film and the stats and all that to get down to the truth of what, Trey Lance is, and we still don't like him. So getting to the final thoughts, we're going to start with the AFC East today. Getting our final thoughts, nothing like too big, too in-depth, but just some quick notes. What happened with these teams and these players? What was the actual truth of their season? So once again, we don't get revisionist history in a 7-month-long off-season. So getting to the final thoughts today. Some stories to talk about in the NFL as well. Some really good stories to talk about. Once again, everybody's talking at this combine, which we love. I want to hear what people are talking. Let's dissect the words. I love looking at their language, how they phrase things. We can learn a lot by how people talk, and that's what we try to dissect over here in this great offseason that is the NFL that always just keeps on giving. I mean, we're a week removed from the season, a week and a half, 2 weeks removed from the season, and now we're already, into the combine, and then after the combine, then it's the draft, and after the draft, training camp, and after training camp, we're basically at the NFL season. So it's gonna go by quick. It may feel slow, but it will go by quick because every day big old news is coming out. And then we got free agency and the big name quarterbacks. 1 second, folks, excuse us. Hello. Okay, copy. All right. So yeah, we got all that today on the show, but let's set 10 minutes on the clock here. We got to do the NBA. We're going to hold ourselves to only 10 minutes here because y'all know how we can get, off track, and 10 minutes turns into 40 minutes, and 40 minutes turns into an hour, and then we got nothing left to do on the show. So let's get 10 minutes on the clock here. We'll talk through the NBA, then we'll hit the NFL stories, and then we are at our NFL final thoughts. Alrighty, so here we go. We got 10 minutes on the clock here. Next 10 minutes of uninterrupted basketball talk of what just happened yesterday in the NBA, and the 10 minutes start right now. Alrighty, a handful of games on in the NBA last night, and folks, we went 3 for 3 in betting last night. Man, oh man, called these games absolutely fantastically, and we even told you, hey, stay away from some of these games because the spread is just a little bit too big, and a potential upset could happen. And we got 2 of those things happening. So we not only did we go 3 for 3 hitting, we also told you the bets to stay away from, and thank goodness we did stay away from them. Yes. So our finger once again is still on the pulse after the All-Star break, folks. We are in the thick of it. We're in the brush, folks. We're in the thick of it here in the NBA season, and we are cashing in, folks. Absolutely love it. But let's start here with the first game up. Hornets at the Cavs, and the Cavs letting us down last night, big time. Darius Garland did end up playing, no Karis LeVert still, but I mean, they got blown out, folks. 119-98 win for the Hornets last night. Alrighty, are the Hornets emerging a little bit here? Pretty solid after the All-Star break. Yeah, they got blown out by the Bucks, but you know, that's the Bucks. I mean, we never even thought the Hornets would beat the Bucks in the first place, even with kind of the 10 points that they had. So, against kind of, you know, not greatness teams, this Hornets team's been getting it done, kind of what Vegas was kind of alluding to a few weeks ago. So the Hornets get it done. LaMelo Ball did nothing all game, only played 8 minutes. Hopefully this man's good to go. 2 points and 4 assists, and this team still won without LaMelo Ball. Terry Rozier, 29 points, 7 assists, 7 rebounds, magnificent. Miles Bridges, a solid 15 points, 6 assists, 7 rebounds, and PJ Washington for the starter as well, 12 points. But the biggest thing was this bench production. We had Isaiah Thomas back in the league. Love that. Played 14 minutes off the bench. 10 points, 3 assists, 5 rebounds in 14 minutes. Yeah. So watch out for Isaiah Thomas as we kind of progress throughout the rest of the season. We get Montrezl Harrell doing his thing. Love it. 19 points, 5 assists, 4 rebounds. That was Kelly Oubre Jr., excuse me. 19 points, 5 assists, 4 rebounds. That was fantastic by him. But Montrezl Harrell also had great production as well, folks. 11 points and 9 rebounds also coming off the bench. So great job by the starters. Real great production from the bench from our usual suspects, Kelly Oubre Jr. and Montrezl Harrell, and the new addition of Isaiah Thomas back in the league now, getting it done game 1. So we will absolutely take that. Where the Cavs, though, man, oh man, letting us down. Darius Garland did his thing, absolutely. 33 points, 4 assists, 3 rebounds, 5 of 10 from the 3. Fantastic. Jared Allen, a solid night. Classic Jared Allen, 18 points, 11 rebounds. And then Lauri Markkanen with a nice 12-point performance. Nothing great off the bench. Kevin Love letting us down, only 7 points. C.D. Osman letting us down a little bit, only 9 points. Need more offensive production here from the Cavs. No Karis LeVert, and they get outscored. That's exactly why we have not been able to bet this Cavs team for the past 3 games. Truly unfortunate. So hopefully this Cavs team can get back on track. Hopefully they don't bungle it at the back end of the season after the All-Star break, but it's kind of like, looks like it's been going that way. So Cavs hopefully can get back on track here, but they lose 119-98. All right, next game up here is the Pacers at the Magic, and hey, the Pacers get a win, yes, in overtime, and once again, the Magic not being able to beat the Pacers, why there's absolutely zero bettability on this Magic team overall, and the Pacers finally getting a win, love it. We had Tyrese Haliburton, 21 points, 2 blocks, 3 steals, 6 assists, 3 rebounds, stat sheet stuffing out there. We had Malcolm Brogdon, a wonderful, magnificent performance, 31 points, 8 assists, and 11 rebounds coming out of nowhere. Shout out to Malcolm Brogdon. We had never mind. Regress. Here we go. We had Buddy Hield last night, 17 points, 6 rebounds, 3 assists, and then Isaiah Jackson at the 5 getting it done, 16 points and 7 rebounds, and also shout out the bench, wonderful bench production from Jalen Smith in 37 minutes, 15 points and 15 rebounds, a plus 27 on the floor, the highest by far, by absolutely miles. So well done for the Pacers last night. Let's see, is this going to be the start of something good? Probably not, because it's classic Pacers, but we can hope. We're hoping for this Pacers team to be good at some point. All right, and then for the Magic, I mean, they got to overtime, kind of beefed the game in the fourth quarter to send it to overtime, but they got to overtime. Classic Magic. But the Franz Wagner, leading scorer, loved it. 28.6 rebounds. Wendell Carter, 13 points, 18 rebounds. Mo Bamba, 19 points, 12 rebounds. Cole Anthony, 11 points on only 30% shooting, and he only had 4 assists, letting us down. And then Jalen Suggs, 14 points, 5 assists. So all the starters getting it done. Classic Knicks we have ever seen. These last 2 games facing the Philadelphia 76ers twice, once at home, once on the road, and they played out the same exact way because the New York Knicks are the same exact team, game in, game out, every single game. It's the same team, folks. That's why we are confident on making them our sponsors, folks. When was the last time we've lost a Knicks bet, folks? Well, can you tell me the last time? Because I can't, and I can guarantee you my bank account cannot tell me the last time the Knicks have lost a game or lost us a bet. So once again, folks, Knicks are absolute garbage. Thank you for sponsoring our show, Knicks, because man, oh man, this would not be possible without you. I can guarantee you that. So Knicks up a lead, first half, all that looking good, and then they beef it and they can't close it out and all that in the 76ers, who were down at halftime, end up winning because once again a beefed third quarter by the Knicks, getting outscored 38-19. This Knicks team is absolutely garbage. I'm ready to say that, folks. They are that extremely bad. Call them garbage and feel not sorry for it. Okay, folks? Walk around wherever you are today, everywhere you go, every person you meet, just tell them the Knicks are garbage, and you will not get any pushback, and they will all agree with you, folks, and you'll probably become friends by sharing that nugget right there. Knicks are garbage, and they blow the lead. We took the 76ers minus 10.5 points, and they had no problem covering that at all. They win by 15 out here, 123-108. So absolutely fantastic, folks. Classic Knicks. Can everybody say that with me? Classic Knicks. We're going to be saying that every single day here, folks. We have been, and we will continue on doing so. But James Harden doing his thing. 26 points, 9 assists, 9 rebounds, 1 rebound, 1 assist shy from a triple-double in his home debut. How fantastic. Tyrese Maxey still getting it done. Love it. 25 points. Joel Embiid, 27 points, 12 rebounds. Tobias Harris, 14 points, 7 rebounds. Matisse Thybulle, 10 points. Everybody in the starting lineup getting it done. Now, we do need the bench to step it up a little bit. There are scores on this bench. We get Danny Green, we get Shake Milton, Furkan Korkmaz, Georges Niang. So we need some double-digit performances coming off the bench here. Has truly seen over the last, ever since James Harden has kind of came back for the 76ers and has been playing. It's really only the starters getting it done. So we need bench production here. That's the only way the 76ers team is going to win the championship. We need some depth ability out here, and the 76ers bench has been letting us down kind of big time as of recently. So starters are great. We love the starters. Bench, step it up just a tad, and now we've got the perfect team. For the Knicks last night, RJ Barrett doing his classic thing, 30 points, 7 assists, 6 rebounds, very well done. Julius Randle, solid 24 points, 6 rebounds, but then the guard play, Evan Fournier, 3 points on 12% shooting. Alec Burks, 9 points on 18% shooting. I mean, folks. Why do we say the same thing about the Knicks literally every single time we talk about them? That's the only team that we say literally the same exact thing every time we talk the Knicks. Why is that, folks? Because they are so consistently bad, and we know them. This is the easiest team to read, folks. This is why there are sponsors. I can't stress that enough, folks. We don't throw sponsorships out willy-nilly. Do y'all not know that? We don't throw sponsorships around willy-nilly. The Knicks and the Vikings are the only teams that have been sponsors, folks. We don't flip-flop. They're a sponsor today, not tomorrow, not today, not tomorrow. No. This is what the Knicks are. They're so gosh dang garbage, folks. We need to make everybody realize this, because they will not move forward. They will not be able to get out of the classic Knicks zone until they admit they have a problem of being absolute garbage. So, Knicks are absolute garbage, and they get blown out by 15, losing 123-108. Wow. Okay, that was our 10 minutes, and we still got 5 games to talk about. So very, very quickly here, let's wrap it up. Jazz at the Rockets. Jazz get the win, but not like, what was it, like a 10-plus point spread, and we stayed away from it. Jazz get the win, but only win by 5 in overtime, 132-127. Well done for the Jazz getting it done. Rudy Gobert, a real solid 27 points. Donovan Mitchell, 37 points and 10 assists as well. Helps out the Jazz get the win. Then we get the Heat at the Bucks. Now, this is what we bet on as well. Heat +4, and the Heat let us down. They had the lead. The Bucks went on a 21-6 run late in the fourth quarter. I mean, the Heat were up by like 11 points, folks, with like 3 minutes left, and they beefed the game and lose by 120-119. So what did we say on the show yesterday? If the Heat win in decently convincing, dominating fashion, we can give the Heat their dog nicknames back, but blowing that lead like that in the fourth quarter, absolutely not. So the Heat are not official dogs. We give them credit, a little credit for hanging in the game. They should have won the game, but beefing the game, I mean, that's the dog identity. Closing out in the fourth quarter, and you had that big lead, and you beefed it up big time bad. So no nickname for the Heat, but they did hit the +4, so that's what we loved. So thank you for hitting the bet. But let me refresh this. Can't even read these. But here we go. For the Heat, quickly, Tyler Hero, 30 points off the bench. Gabe Vincent still filling in at the 1 for Kyle Lowry. 21 points, 6 assists. Very well done. Jimmy Butler letting us down. 6 points on 14% shooting. Now, everybody's clowning Jimmy Butler on social media, and that's fine. But, like, this was the only bad performance by Jimmy Butler almost for the entire year. So we will give Jimmy Butler a little bit of a free pass. Truly unfortunate that they just could not close out. But well done for the Bucks. Starters all got it done. Drew Holiday, 25 points. Bobby Portis, 15 points. Giannis, 28 points and 17 rebounds. Sheesh. And Chris Middleton with 26 big old points as well. Once again, no bench depth. The highest scoring bench player was Wesley Matthews and Jordan Nora with both 5 points each. So once again, the depth ability by the Bucks, especially at the guard position, is the biggest concerning thing. We saw that last night, but the starters got it done and win by 120 to 119. But the most important thing, folks, remember this. Heat covered the +4. That's all we really care about. Yes? Okay. Bucks get the 1-point win, 120 to 119. Then we get the Pelicans and the Kings, folks, in our last bet of the night. Pelicans -6, and they win by 30. Bingo, bango, folks. This Pelicans team is truly slept on, folks. So let's cash in while Vegas lags behind on the Pelicans. The big three is here. They're fantastic, folks. We've been talking about this Pelicans team. We loved them the entire year. They just needed that other oomph. We've loved Valanciunas the entire year. We've loved Brandon Ingram the entire year. The solid role players on the bench and the other starters, real good the entire year. They needed that extra oomph, and they got that extra oomph at the trade deadline, and that oomph, his name is CJ McCollum, folks. So they've got a big three. They're fantastic. So let's cash in. We've been getting, and I'm hoping we still get great value with this Pelicans team. Only had to swallow 6 against the Kings. Yeah, this should have been like a 10-point spread, honestly. So we got great value last night. Cashed in on it. Folks, once again, we're about always a week ahead of the national media. So watch out for the Pelicans being talked up big time next week, and that's where all the value is going to disappear. So let's cash in while we can over the next few days while the lines are still at great value. Because this Pelicans team, they're ready to make a playoff push, and we're here for it, absolutely. So last night, Brandon Ingram, 33 points. Jackson Hayes in the starting lineup again, 13.7 rebounds, 4 assists, love it. Jonas Valanciunas, 17 points, 14 rebounds. And then CJ McCollum, 2 of 7 from the 3. A little bit of an off night last night, but he still put up 17 points, 9 assists, 6 rebounds. And then Najee Marshall off the bench, 17 big old points. So Pelicans getting done. We absolutely love it. And once again, another Sabonis team that gets blown out. Classic that. Pelicans win by 30, 125 to 95. Then we get the Thunder at the Nuggets, and once again, we didn't really kind of want to swallow 15 points by the Nuggets, and good thing we didn't, because they didn't even win the game, and they lost by 12, 119 to 107. Thunder get the win with just Shai Gilgeous-Alexander out there by his lonesome. Once again, no Baisley. Once again, no Lugan Stort. So Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, 29 points, 7 rebounds, 5 assists, and he also had 7 turnovers. The man had 7 turnovers and was still a +22 on the floor. That is fantastic. Russell Westbrook wishes he could have 7 turnovers and be a positive on the floor. Nobody would be kind of, knocking him as much as they do if he was doing that. So, Thunder get the win, and then the Nuggets, once again, it's just Jokic out there, 22 points, 4 assists, 16 rebounds. These are the rest of the starters. You ready for the rest of the starter scoring, folks? Aaron Gordon, 9 points on 33% shooting, classic Aaron Gordon. Jeff Green, 8 points. He shot well, but only took 5 shots. We had Will Barton, 6 points on 10% shooting, and Monte Morris, 4 points on 22% shooting. This is what we're saying. Jokic is literally the only good piece here. We got great news with Michael Porter Jr. and Jamal Murray most likely going to be ready by the time the playoffs start. So that's the only saving grace for the Nuggets here. Now, the other 2 players that got it done, Bones Highland, 19 points coming off the bench. And then our mother-loving man, folks. We love this man so much. He's truly slept on. This is one of the best role bench players in the league. Yes, I'm going to go out as far as saying that. Best role player, top 5. I'm going to say top 5, and I may make the argument for top 3, but we'll give it a little room here and we'll let it digest when we say this. But we put Bryn Forbes as top 5 best bench role players in the league, folks. Consistent, great scoring, production, defense, all of that. Bryn Forbes gets it done. Love this, man. 5 of 11 from 3 for 18 points and 3 assists last night. Love it, love it, love it. So, usual suspects get it done, Jokic and Bryn Forbes, and but they still lose because there's no other help. So the Thunder get the win 119-107, and then the final game of the night here, Blazers at the Suns. Suns win by 30, 120-90. Once again, well done for the Suns of winning the game here. No Devin Booker last night, so they didn't have Devin Booker and they didn't have Chris Paul, and they put up 120 points and they win by 30. That was a great night. Cameron Payne back last night, a little bit on minutes restriction, 5 points, 8 assists, only shot 25%, but we love this. We love having Cameron Payne back, so Devin Booker can go back to the 2. Cameron Payne can still be the starting point guard, so we love that. We had Landry Shaman at the 2, filling in for Devin Booker at 12 points, but DeAndre Ayton, 18 points, Jay Crowder, 15 points, McCall Bridges, 15 points, and then Cameron Johnson coming off the bench, leading this team in scoring with 20 big old points, and also shout out to Torrey Craig, 13 points. So everybody getting it done for the Suns last night, and then once again, just the Blazers is just too much for them to overcome with Nurkic out of the starting lineup. 1 second, folks. Hello? All right, so Blazers, once again, it's just too much for no Nurkic to overcome. They have Drew Eubanks in the starting lineup, 13 points, 8 rebounds. That's not Nurkic-esque. And Anthony Simons not doing as well with no other great players, only working with role players. That's not Anthony Simons' game at the current moment, 11 points, 6 assists. So Suns get the big dominant win, 122-90. Alrighty, that was all the NBA from last night. Now let's quickly, very, very quickly see what we've got on tap tonight in the NBA. Once again, we went 3 for 3 last night, and we told y'all 2 bets to stay away from that did not cover at the end of the day here. But let's see what we've got on tap tonight so we can keep on going. Yes, we can't. We're never satisfied with just one winning day, folks. We need to string them together. That's what separates good bettors from great bettors. How to read the spread and continue to cash in on Vegas. That's what we pride ourselves on here. So let's continue and go for another 3 for 3, 4 for 4, 5 for 5, 7 for 7. Is that possible? Let's see what we get here. So here we go. Betting tonight in the NBA. This is what we've got. We've got Bulls and the Hawks, and man, oh man, Bulls. What do we say about the Bulls? They can't beat playoff caliber teams. Well, this Hawks team isn't playoff caliber. They're not in the playoffs at the current moment. So Bulls -1, Hawks +1. For the Bulls, everybody's going to go. Just the usual suspects out. Lonzo Ball, Alex Caruso. And then for the Hawks, John Collins out. Trae Young, game time decision. Lou Williams, game time decision. So we're going to put our money where our mouth is, folks. This Bulls team, they've got no quality wins. But this Hawks team is not counted as a quality win. So the Bulls should have no problem winning this game. They shouldn't have won against the Heat in their last game. And what happened? They didn't. We beat the Heat their last game. So I'm going to put our money where our mouth is. Y'all know what we say here. Bulls can't beat the quality opponents. The Hawks aren't a quality opponent, so they will win this game. We'll swallow the 1 here. Bulls -1. Taking it. Absolutely. All right, next up here, we get the Grizzlies at the Celtics, and wow, look at this respectful-ass spread by Vegas. Man, oh man, we're going to stay away from this one because this is not good value either way you slice it. Two really great teams. I mean, these are the top teams in the league, folks. Grizzlies, Celtics, they're up there. Obviously, the Suns. Obviously, who else do we got? The Suns, the 76ers. We can't even count the Warriors right now. Not even the Heat. So yeah, really, yeah, I would say the Celtics and the Grizzlies are I would say at least top 7, but I would make the argument of top 5 team in the league right now. So this is a great matchup, and we'll see how it all plays out, but I don't think there's any great value here, but it's respectable by Vegas, so I love it. But it's Grizzlies +2.5, Celtics -2.5. Yeah, with the way that John Morant's been playing, and you're making the Celtics team -2.5, that's some big time respect. So we're going to stay away from betting it, but this is going to be real interesting to watch. And it's on TNT. Yes. Oh, yes. Ooh, well done. This is a game that should be on television. I love it. Well done for picking the right game tonight to show nationally televised. I'm excited for tonight, folks. I can't wait till 7:30 now. Damn. So yeah, for the Grizzlies, we get John Concher, a game time decision, and Dylan Brooks is still out for the Grizzlies. Wow, this is crazy. This spread is so crazy. I can't believe this. Jaylen Brown is out for the Celtics, and they're still -2.5. Wow, that's big time believability in the Celtics team. They don't have the most depth. I mean, they have Derek White, so that's really their only depth, and he can play the 2. So expect Marcus Smart at the 1, Derek White at the 2 today, Jason Tatum still at the 3. So the Celtics starting lineup will be good, but their bench, folks, I don't know. And Jaylen Brown is like their main scorer. We like Marcus Smart, but we don't want that man taking Jaylen Brown level of shots a game, like 20 plus shots a game. So I get 2.5 here by the Grizzlies. I know I just said I wasn't going to bet this game, but that was before I knew Jaylen Brown was out for the Celtics. So I get the Grizzlies plus points without Jaylen Brown. I think, like, we love the Celtics. We've been talking them up, folks, and, I don't want to, for any of this to come off disrespectful toward the Celtics. Truly, folks, we love them. We've been championing them. Like the last month, the last 3 weeks, we love the head coach, Ime Udoka. If I butchered it, we apologize. But the man has been getting it done. The Celtics team, they've taken the natural progression of a season. Not great in the beginning of the season, but they got it figured out. And then really kind of a week, 2 weeks before the All-Star break, that's really when they hit their stride, and they've been keeping it up after the All-Star break. So we've got all the love here for the Celtics, but no Jaylen Brown. We know that's their primary scorers, Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum. I don't know. I don't know if Marcus Smart can be that 25 plus for tonight. I don't know if Derek White can be that 25 plus point scorer that is going to be needed alongside Jason Tatum tonight. So give me the 2.5 points here. I cannot believe this spread, folks. I'm taking the Grizzlies plus 2.5 here tonight. Gotta take that. I gotta take that. I have to take that. I am forced to take that, folks. That's crazy value right there. Crazy value. I will live and die by the result, but I have to take the Grizzlies plus 2 here. 2.5. That's crazy, wild, respectful value by Vegas. This is such respectful value by Vegas. Cannot believe it, but man, oh man. Grizzlies plus 2.5. We've got to take that. This is crazy. And it's on TV. Man, oh man. Buckle in tonight, folks. This night's about to get crazy. Cannot wait for this matchup. Holy moly. Alrighty, let's keep going here. Man, oh man, what other craziness is Vegas going to show us tonight? Let's see if there's another one here. Next game up here, we get the Heat at the Nets. And guess who's making his debut tonight, folks? Kevin Durant is back. Now, the Heat are on the back-to-back, so we will stay away from this game, but we get Kevin Durant back. So that's going to be great. It's going to be great for the league. Great superstar having him back out on the floor. Great for the Nets trying to kind of obviously get on track with their new team and all that. So, Kyle Lowry for the Heat, a game-time decision. Hopefully he's back, and Victor Oladipo still not ready to go. Damn. Any minute, folks, any minute. And then for the Nets, we get Kyrie Irving out. It's at home, so he can't play. Andre Drummond's a game-time decision. Ben Simmons not ready to make his debut, so it's just going to be Kevin Durant out there by his lonesome with Seth Curry, so that's going to be pretty good. Nets plus 2.5, Heat minus 2.5. Once again, it is on the back-to-back, but if it wasn't on the back-to-back, I think I'd take the Nets plus 2.5 here, but it is on the back-to-back, so we will not do that. All right, then the next game up here, we get the Pistons at the Raptors. Pistons just played last night? No. All right, so Pistons plus 8. Oh, my goodness. Pistons plus 8.5? They've been competitive. They've been competitive their last 5 games, folks. And I think they've been covering the spread, I want to say, in each of their last, 5 games as well. So I get 8.5 here by the Pistons. I think I love it. But here we go. Frank Jackson, game-time decision. Hamidou Diallo, a game-time decision. And Marvin Bagley, a game-time decision. With the Raptors, we get Fred VanVleet and OG Anunoby, a game-time decision as well. Pistons, I am leaning towards the Pistons plus 8.5 here. This Raptors team, they've been kind of hitting a little bit of a skid. Only beat the Nets by 1 their last game. Pretty close. On the back-to-back, they beat them by 1. On the first game, they blew them out. But we know this Raptors team taking a little bit of a hiccup here. Pistons on their way. Do we bet on the Pistons here? Plus 8.5. I think that's just a little bit too much for me to pass up. I'm going to take the points here. Give me the Pistons plus 8.5. They've been turning a corner as of recently, folks, and we're not ready to kind of give up hope on them just quite yet. I'll take the Pistons plus 8.5. All right, then we get the Warriors at the Mavericks. Warriors plus 1.5. Mavericks minus 1.5 here. Though for the Warriors, Draymond Green is out. Klay Thompson is a game-time decision. Damian Lee also a game-time decision. For the Mavericks, we get Tim Hardaway Jr. still out. Trey Burke game-time decision, and that's about it. So for the Warriors, we know they're struggling with just Steph Curry out there on the floor. Hopefully, if Klay Thompson's playing, he's helping out the squad. But once again, this Mavericks team, they're really, really good. We'll stay away from this one. I love the Mavericks here, minus 1.5. Yeah, I'm going to take it. I mean, there's no bettability on this Warriors team. This Warriors team is not where they need to be currently. Mavericks at home, feeding off that home team energy. Hopefully, the Splash Brothers can keep up with the Mavericks three-point shooting. But I'm going to go the Mavericks here, folks. I just think they're a really good team. They shoot the three well. They play defense. They lock it up in the fourth quarter. Luka Doncic does Luka Doncic things every game, which is really impressive. So I'm going to take the Mavericks minus 1.5 here, folks. And I think this is really interesting value here, interesting spread here set by Vegas, because we all know there's always just kind of the perception on the Warriors just optically is they're a great team. They're always great. So them only being plus 1.5 here, folks, people see Warriors getting points. I think they flock to it, and I think that's the wrong decision. So give me the Mavericks, folks. Don't sleep on the Mavericks. Don't sleep on the Mavericks, and definitely don't sleep on the Pelicans. Those are the two teams do not sleep on, and we'll take the Mavericks minus 1.5 here. All right, final two games. We got the Kings at the Spurs. Kings on the back-to-back, so we stay away from this one. And then we get the Lakers at the Clippers. Lakers plus 2.5, Clippers minus 2.5 here. Both these teams are, well, the Lakers are trash. We know this. This is also on TNT for a doubleheader alongside the best game of the night, Grizzlies at the Celtics. But for the Lakers, LeBron James, game-time decision. Anthony Davis is still out. Kendrick Nunn is still out. Talen Horton-Tucker, game-time decision. For the Clippers, everybody's good to go, but Norman Powell is still out. So we'll stay away from this one. LA rivalry. Clippers should have no problem winning this game because the Lakers are so bad, but LeBron and any given night can do his thing, and this is a battle for LA game, so expect his pride to go through the roof. And plus, folks, we've already got 4 other great bets, so we don't need to push anything with the Lakers and Clippers tonight. So loving some value tonight, folks. I really think this is tremendous value in the NBA. So here we go, our official picks tonight. Looking to go 7 for 7 over the past 2 days. So here we go. We got the Bulls minus 1, Grizzlies plus 2.5, Pistons plus 8.5, and the Mavericks minus 1.5. Now, I think the best way to kind of play this, I would parlay the Bulls, Grizzlies, and the Mavericks all on a parlay together. The Pistons, I think, is the weakest bet out of the 4 here, but Bulls minus 1, Grizzlies plus 2.5, and the Mavericks minus 1.5. Those are, I think these are safe as heck, great bets all grouped up, parlayed together. So, man, oh man. So, love all these values here. Pistons plus 8.5 is the one that I hesitate just because it is the Pistons. They're not a good team overall. They're a solid team that have been trending up, but the Bulls, Grizzlies, and the Mavericks, these are teams that we can, truly confidently bet on because they are good teams by their lonesome. So, one last time, Bulls minus 1, Grizzlies plus 2.5, Pistons plus 8.5, and the Mavericks minus 1.5. Fantastic value tonight, man. Oh, man. Woof. Ooh, man, I'm excited. That Grizzlies Celtics game has really got me going, folks. I cannot wait for this game tonight. I will be here 7:30, folks, right here in this chair watching this game. Not live. I don't want to confuse that. But this is also my game watching chair. My game talking chair. My game watching chair as well. So, ooh. I'm excited, folks. I need a time machine because I need to skip to 7:30 right now. Oof. Man, oh man, I am jazzed. I'm jazzed, folks. That's the juice I needed to get through the rest of the day, folks. I just needed to know that the Grizzlies and the Celtics are playing. Woof, gonna be a great one. Alrighty, that is all the NBA we had to go over for today. So now let's shift gears to the NFL. And I don't know if we will get to our final thoughts, but we will try our hardest, folks, because there are a lot of stories to go through. Not any long stories, so let's try to go through these as quickly, but as thoroughly as we can. We'll see if we get to final thoughts. I know, we got to get to these, folks. We got to get to these. May have to dedicate an entire Saturday, Sunday show to them, but we'll see how it all goes. So, here we go. First story up here. And once again, Mike McDaniel, new head coach for the Dolphins. He's winning me over every time the man opens his mouth here. And once again, yesterday is no different because we get this. Mike McDaniel on finding another Deebo Samuel. Mike McDaniel says, quote, Deebo wasn't found by looking for Deebo. You look for good football players who are committed, passionate, and maybe that challenges you as a coach to say, hey, what other ways can we utilize this skill set? Exactly that, folks. Stop trying to fit everything into what you want. Utilize the talent in the skill set that you have around you. That's how you find the next Deebo. You find what talent you have, and then you look at that talent and be like, all right, what are they good at? And then you formulate the offense around their skill set. That should be coaching 101, but for some reason it's not, folks. Utilize what you have on your team, because if you don't have the big strong arm quarterback, then why the hell are you airing it out 30 times a game? Does that make any logical sense? Just because you know throwing the ball wins in today's league, but you don't have a throwing quarterback, and you still make that non-great throwing deep ball quarterback throw the deep ball, it's like you're setting him up for disaster, for failure. And when has that ever worked out? Once again, Adam Gase is the poster child for fitting an entire roster, an entire team into an unoriginal, unthought out offense. And once again, that led to nothing good for the Dolphins. So, loving it here by Mike McDaniels. Once again, every time he opens his mouth, we get excited over here. Huge optimism for Miami. So that's Mike McDaniel's game plan. Hey, I'm not gonna go out and look for a Deebo. I'm going to look for the players on my team and see what they do, and then cater the offense and some special plays to cater to that great skill set. Whether it's speed, acceleration, hesitation, coming in and out of your routes, coming in and out of your breaks, selling the fakes, selling some fakes, going up and getting the ball, high pointing the ball, one-on-one matchups, whatever the skill set is, Mike McDaniel is going to get the best out of the Dolphins here. And not only that here, because we get this, Dolphins coach Mike McDaniel sees untapped potential in Tua, says, quote, I think the best days are in front of him. Now, we know Mike McDaniels is totally on board with Tua and the general manager. We're going to get that to us into that in a second here, but I just want to read this quote here. We're not going to read the lead up. I just want to read what this man is saying about Tua. So here we go. Once again, head coach for the Dolphins, Mike McDaniel, says, quote, I'm really excited moving forward because the guy has some skills that I think are untapped. Once again, we just heard, hey, you look for a Deebo type player by looking at their skill set. So he sees skills into the accuracy. So tight windows, all of that, bunch formation, tight windows, throwing it in there. Watch out for that for Miami's offense coming up this season. Back to the quote, says, quote, I think it's important that you empower the quarterback. Empower the quarterback. Empower the quarterback. Yes, yes, yes. What did Brian Flores do all last season? Not empower the quarterback. Oh yeah, Tua's our guy. Yeah, but Deshaun Watson, yeah, he's out there, but Tua's our guy. Yeah, Deshaun, he is out there, but Tua's our guy. Well, I'm stuck with Tua. Well, I'm not stuck with him. He's our guy. Oh, yeah, but yeah, Deshaun Watson, yeah. He was never empowering Tua. So, quote, I think it's important that you empower the quarterback with the rest of the players around him in the scheme you bring forth. So, I think his best days are in front of him, and that's a really cool piece of the process to be a part of as a coach. So, Mike McDaniels wants to get the best out of Tua. Tua wants to get the best out of Tua. They both want to win here. This is a match made in heaven. I'm telling you, the optimism for the Dolphins should be shooting through the roof. If you're a Dolphins fan and you're not optimistic optimistic about the season. I don't know what you're looking at or what you're taking into account here, but every time Mike McDaniels opens his mouth, I'm like, yeah, this team's going 17-0 and winning the Super Bowl next season. Absolutely, hands down, no debate. I will bet it right now. Vegas, give me the odds. I want to bet the Dolphins undefeated season and win the Super Bowl. Give me the odds, and I'm putting $10,000 on it. You better believe it. Love this by Mike McDaniels. And then the last thing to put the cherry on top of the sundae here, finally, folks, the Dolphins are truly 1,000,000% committing to Tua, because Dolphins general manager Chris Grier told reporters yesterday that they are closing the door on a potential Deshaun Watson trade. Finally, the door is officially closed. We're all in on Tua. Mike McDaniels, the ownership, all in on Tua. Finally, we are at this point. Now, once again, we still give a little bit of credit back to Brian Flores, because once again, we have to have Chris Grier, after Brian Flores has already been fired, for kind of closing the door on Deshaun Watson. Once again, the owner, Stephen Ross, potentially the general manager, Chris Grier, we're really not sure who wanted to keep Tua between the three, the head coach, Brian Flores, general manager, Chris Grier, and Stephen Ross, the owner. We're really not sure who actually believed in Tua and who actually did not, because we know Brian Flores was kind of being coerced by the owner to do some things that he wasn't comfortable with. So was, part of it, Stephen Ross didn't like Tua, so that's why Brian Flores was hesitant to kind of truly, in the media, kind of voice his appreciation, his gratitude to Tua. Was that why? So we kind of take the entire Tua thing away from Brian Flores. I don't think it's fair to him anymore, because we really don't know what it was like for Brian Flores on this team, given what the allegations against Stephen Ross are. So Chris Grier, general manager for the Dolphins, finally closing the door on a Deshaun Watson trade. We are Tua through and through. Tua until the end. Tua until he wins us 5 rings, and then we go with Tua even more. But it is Tua. Get on the Tua train, because the Tua train is going to be in Miami for a long while, because that accuracy, sheesh. So everybody's all in on Tua, and Mike McDaniels, he's looking for the next Debo, but he's not going to force anything. He's going to see what he's got. So absolutely love it. All right, next story up here, and okay, if you're going to say this, you're going to have to take some responsibility and credit. The job as a head coach, folks, and it's a tough one. It's truly tough, but you've got to make the uncomfortable decision sometimes. And if the quarterback is not getting it done, you got to move off of him. You've got to kind of rip the Band-Aid off. You got to kind of be that leader, be that kind of strong voice, strong, confident voice, being like, we're going to make a switch. I'm standing behind the switch, and we're going to go forward, because it just is not working out with the man. But if you're going to stick with the quarterback that's potentially been struggling, that falls on you. This is your judgment. This is your personnel. This is your team. You're the head coach here. So Kevin Stefanski backs Baker Mayfield as Brown's starting quarterback in 2022. So this is it. This is the last year now for Kevin Stefanski and Baker Mayfield now. What can we do? Great kind of first year altogether. Really good, winning games, competitive. Second year, really stunk it up. No clutch ability, no growth from year 1 to year 2. Year 3, are you back at being good, or are you still bad? Is Baker Mayfield still not getting it together? So Kevin Stefanski backing Baker Mayfield. Now they're both under pressure this season. At first it was just Baker Mayfield. He was the only one facing pressure. But now that Kevin Stefanski backing Baker Mayfield, believing in Baker Mayfield, believing that he can win with Baker Mayfield, well, you better prove it. And if you can't, well, you just wasted a year this year. You're wasting everybody's time. You can't gauge talent. You can't judge talent, or you just can't make, a big, hard decision. Moving off of a quarterback is never going to be popular with the entire fan base. Maybe in some select situations there are potentially the case, like maybe Baker Mayfield. But you've got to kind of be the captain. This is your team. Stand up and make the difficult choices, because who else is going to make the difficult choices besides the head coach? I mean, the players aren't going to be cutting themselves. Baker Mayfield's not going to be like, yeah, I can't get it done for you guys. I'm just going to leave. I'm not good enough for you guys. He's never going to do that. It takes the coach to kind of be like, Baker, we truly appreciate everything you've done for us. I mean, you brought a winning season back to Cleveland, and for that, you will be in the history books. But but we need a little bit more. You gave us that little bit of taste of victory, but now we need that whole bite. We can't just be licking victory over here. With Baker Mayfield, the Browns are licking victory. We want to chomp victory. We want to take a big old juicy bite into victory, and unfortunately, Baker Mayfield, you're just not the mouth to take a big bite out of the winning Sunday. You got the mouth for the tongue, but your mouth is a little bit too small where it can't fit the giant teeth needed to take a big bite out of this victory Sunday. So, Baker, we love you, but we gotta let you go. That's the tough decision some head coach has to make. And right here, Kevin Stefanski, he's making a tough decision by backing Baker Mayfield. So Kevin Stefanski's back is against the wall this upcoming season. Baker Mayfield's back is against the wall this upcoming season. Sink or swim together, float together, or sink together. We'll see which one sinks, which one floats, if they both float, if they both sink, but crucial year, I would say final year. If they don't show me anything, I get rid of both of them come 2023. But it's a long off season. It's a long season. We'll see what happens. But at this current moment, Kevin Stefanski and Baker Mayfield, they're pairing together. They're backing each other. And they're both going to be facing immense pressure. Get it done, gentlemen. Get it done. We'll see. All right. Next story up here, and this is what comes with the territory of Aaron Rodgers. I would have cut him loose years ago. He's not worth the headache. Is the loss in the NFC Championship game worth Aaron Rodgers' headache that he causes? I don't think it is. Getting, fantastic in the regular season, everybody buying into you as the best team in the league, and then dropping the ball big time in the NFC Championship game, deflating, soul-crushing losses. Is this worth the headache that Aaron Rodgers comes with? I don't think so. I truly don't think so, folks. And now we get this, which I want to read the entire quote, the actual word from Matt LaFleur, but the kind of clickbait headline that caught my attention on why I would cut Aaron Rodgers is because of this right here. Packers head coach Matt LaFleur doesn't want to annoy Aaron Rodgers during his decision-making process. Imagine, once again, having to walk on eggshells when you're the head coach. You're supposed to be the leader, and you have to tiptoe and walk on eggshells to not annoy Aaron Rodgers. So now we can't annoy Aaron Rodgers. We can't hurt Aaron Rodgers' feelings. And we also always have to kind of give him verbal praise every minute of the day. This is enough. It's way too much here, folks. It's not worth the headache of Aaron Rodgers beefing it in an NFC Championship game or getting the number 1 seed and then losing your first playoff game. This is all not worth the headache. Matt LaFleur is a smart head coach, folks. He's a smart guy, a nice outside the box thinker that knows talent. This Packers team was not great because of Aaron Rodgers, folks. It was the entire team, which is great. And from what I know, Aaron Rodgers has nothing to do with the defense. But the defense was still good, top 3 in the league. Defense held the 49ers, what was the final score to that game? Like 17-14? Something like that. So the defense didn't allow Jimmy G to throw all over them. Really quite the opposite. It was Aaron Rodgers, the one not being able to get it done. Aaron Rodgers really only threw to 2 people in that playoff game. Devontae Adams in the back out of the backfield. Every other wide receiver had 1 target. Aaron Rodgers wasn't even trying to go to anybody else. So he's not worth the headache. Everybody doesn't even want to annoy Aaron Rodgers. I don't even want to annoy Aaron Rodgers in this decision-making process that he's stringing us along in. That Aaron Rodgers is literally stringing the Packers along in, folks. The Instagram post. Oh, gratitude. Y'all are looking into gratitude? y'all thought there was a cryptic message in the gratitude? What are y'all talking about? So he's stringing you along. He strung you along last season, doing it again this season after, everything that Aaron Rodgers has said this season, during the season. Oh my God, the talks have been so great. Man, oh man, I haven't experienced talks like this with my head coach and the general manager having all this input. I haven't had this in my entire life. And now he's once again stringing you along again? He's not worth the headache, folks. Can't annoy him. Don't want to annoy him. Don't want to upset him. Have to give this man praise 24/7. Where is the payoff? If this man was getting to the Super Bowl, winning Super Bowl, every other season, every 3 seasons, but at least getting to the Super Bowl, every other season or something like that, then yeah, that's worth the headache. Absolutely. If Tom Brady was as diva-ish, and yes, I don't love the word diva, but I'm using it for Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers is the biggest diva in the NFL. You want to be the greatest of something, Aaron? Well, you've done it as being the greatest diva in the NFL because everybody buys into the diva attitude by Aaron Rodgers. Folks. Literally, nobody defends any other NFL athlete, and nobody defends another NFL athlete like they defend Aaron Rodgers. They don't even defend Tom Brady as much as they defend Aaron Rodgers, folks, and Tom Brady has 7 rings. 7 rings! And he still doesn't give the credit and the respect. But Aaron Rodgers, because he won 1 Super Bowl and beefs it every time he's in a playoff game? So it's just crazy. No other NFL player gets treated as well as Aaron Rodgers, but it's not worth the headache, folks. An absolute diva. But I want to read the actual quote here by Matt LaFleur. Let's see what the actual words are right here. So here we go. Don't even need to read the lead up here, just the quote right here. Quote by Matt LaFleur says, quote, "I told him I don't want to be overbearing and tell him every day how much we love him and how much we want him back. So you just want to be respectful of his space and allow him to think through everything clearly without being annoying, I guess." So, we have to praise Aaron Rodgers, but we have to, kind of straddle the very, very pencil thin fine line before it gets annoying. Aaron Rodgers wants praise, but too much praise is annoying, but not enough praise means you don't care about him, which was his gripe with the Packers. That was his gripe with the Packers his entire career. Oh, they don't love me enough. They don't love me enough. They say they love me. They don't show it through the actions. Oh, they don't respect me enough. They're not giving me enough pieces to win. They obviously don't kind of, care about me, or, I would be getting all this great treatment over here. I don't even talk to the general manager. We don't even have a connection. I barely even like my head coach and all that before Matt LaFleur. But, Folks, he needs the praise, but too much is annoying. Not enough is what his biggest problem was. So once again, the walking of the literally pencil thin, folks, a pencil thin line. You want to walk that and toe that the entire year and not just in the regular season, now in the off season? Tiptoeing around Aaron Rodgers? Oh, is a second call this week? Is this too much? Ooh, should I call him tomorrow? Oh my God. Literally having to lay awake at night, planning out your entire week around Aaron Rodgers. All right, I can't call him in the morning because that's going to be a little bit too overbearing, calling him as soon as he wakes up. Don't want to call him too late at night. That's going to be overbearing as well. Oh, kind of like a nighttime call. How's everything going? What if he's not home? What if he's hosting Jeopardy again? I can't interrupt. Oh my goodness. Could you imagine if Matt LaFleur called Aaron Rodgers during Jeopardy when Aaron Rodgers was hosting? Oh my God, he probably would have quit the team right then and there. Who the hell are you calling? Do you not know that I am on Jeopardy right now hosting, and you've got the gall to call me to say that you love me? You had the gall to show me some gratitude? Is this cryptic gratitude? You're calling me when I'm hosting Jeopardy to say you love me and want me back? Are you crazy? I'm out. Folks, that literally would happen if you called Aaron Rodgers when he was hosting Jeopardy. And goodness forbid you call Aaron Rodgers while he's watching Jeopardy. That could be just as bad. So literally having to toe this line, where is the payoff? Where's the payoff? Having a great regular season, that's the payoff? That's the bar we're all striving for? A great regular season? That's what y'all want? That's what you count as the greatest of all time? A great regular season? Then getting into the playoffs and Oh, Tom Brady, you throw 3 interceptions? Yeah, I could cash in 1 touchdown on those. I can't really do more than 1. Can't really get it done in the red zone either. And then, oh my God, I can't get into the red zone. But then Matt LaFleur calls me out on 4th down. Oh no, they send in the field goal unit. Why? Where's my respect? Where's my love? Where's my gratitude? Where's the gushing over me now? Y'all already said I was the greatest, but now in this one single situation, then it all goes away. So once again, it's classic Aaron Rodgers, and I'm done with it. We've been done with it. I've told y'all we've been done with it. I thought everybody was awakening to this Aaron Rodgers charade. Once again, once we heard Stephen A. Smith no longer talk about Aaron Rodgers in the bad man sense, I thought we were all waking up to what Aaron Rodgers is, and I was ready to kind of embrace everybody with open arms, being like, this is what we've been talking about on years on end. Thank you. Y'all are finally realizing it. But that has not come to fruition. Everyone's back on Aaron Rodgers, wins another MVP, sends out the gratitude post, and everybody's eating out of his hand again, just like that. He's got his spell on you, folks. You must awaken yourself from this Aaron Rodgers spell. It's not worth the headache. It's not worth towing that line. I'm done. I would cut him. I wouldn't even give him the decision. No, Aaron, you're not coming back. You are not. You are not. Not because you don't want to, because I say so. You're done here. Move it, pack it up, and move on. Done. I wouldn't even care if I was Matt LaFleur and I cut Aaron Rodgers and he went somewhere and won a ring year one. I wouldn't even care. I'd be like, all right, congratulations on that headache. I'm glad you finally got something great out of Aaron Rodgers. I'm sure that headache wasn't even really worth it. So I'm done with Aaron Rodgers, folks. We've been done with Aaron Rodgers, and now we get Matt LaFleur not wanting to annoy Aaron Rodgers. See what we mean, folks? This is Aaron Rodgers. Can't annoy him. Can't annoy him. Can't overbear him. Can't not overbear him, because then, once again, this was his gripe. They don't respect me. They don't love me. So, too much love. Aaron Rodgers hates it. Not enough love. He threatens to walk in. This is where we currently are. So, Aaron Rodgers, folks, not worth my time, not worth my headache. No, thank you. No, thank you. Truly, no, thank you. Done with Aaron Rodgers. Cut him right now. Whew, alrighty. Aaron Rodgers rants, folks. That's why I don't like to bring him up too much, because I'm going to go off. I'm about to pop off on this man every single time we talk about him. Woof. So we will not, I know for now we will not get to our final thoughts. So once again, that's going to be pushed back another day, delayed another day. Truly unfortunate, but we still got like 6 more stories to go through. So let's run through them more quickly here. Aaron Rodgers, folks, he just gets to us, folks. He just gets to us. That's all it is. It's all right, folks. It's all right. It's what comes with the territory. I don't know what you want from me. He invokes this out of me. He invokes this response out of me, folks. I don't know what, I cannot sit idly by in silent anymore, folks. I must voice my Aaron Rodgers discontent. Let's put it a little nicely. Our discontent with Aaron Rodgers, we must voice it. Woof. Alrighty, here we go. Next story up. And this is a little interesting, but not seen. But the Panthers are going to be aiming for best available with their number overall 6 pick, but will be aggressive in adding a quarterback. So once again, Matt Rule is the head coach this season. That should not be, but we'll see what other genius idea does Matt Rule have of bringing in another quarterback. He thought Sam Darnold was going to be the guy. He thought Cam Newton could win back the city. None of those happened. So what is the big brain move by Matt Rule now? Who is the new scapegoat for Matt Rule to put all the blame of a failure of a season on? Once again, fire Joe Brady. We've got firing Joe Brady, the offensive coordinator, mid-season, a little bit later in the season. I can't win if I don't have my quarterback. So quarterback, that's to blame. The coordinator, that's to blame. No Christian McCaffrey. Oh, we don't got a running game. It's always someone else's fault besides Matt Rule. Matt Rule is the problem. Yes, the lackluster roster is a little bit of a problem too, but it all starts really with the head coach. You need that head coach, and Matt Rule is not the right fit here. So we'll see what quarterback the Panthers bring in. I would feel sorry for that quarterback, absolutely, immediately. And I really would not wish on my worst enemy having to go play for Matt Rule. So we'll see who the next scapegoat for the Panthers is going to be. And we'll see what Matt Rule does. But expect the Panthers to be aggressive in adding a quarterback. All right, next story up here. And I think I have to kind of owe this man a little bit of an apology. Nick Sirianni, first-time head coach last season for the Eagles, and he had a really good, productive, successful season. Really loved what Nick Sirianni did. Now, if you go back last season during the draft combine, when Nick Sirianni was already hired as a head coach, Nick Ciriani, the big story was, hey, he was making all the draft prospects play rock, paper, scissors. And we didn't love the idea then. We didn't think it would really lead to anything. But now he's back at the combine and kind of doing the same thing. But instead of playing rock, paper, scissors, Nick Sirianni is having all the draft prospects play basketball on a mini hoop. And he sat down with some guys on at the combine and just explain the process. And I think I judged this man wrong, folks. What do we love here on the show, coaching wise, leadership, and outside the box thinking? And this is really all it is. It's just outside the box thinking. All the draft prospects kind of go through the same boilerplate template, mating with all the kind of teams, classic interviews, the measurements, talking the game, talking football, talking what they do good, talking what they do bad, just like a regular job interview. But Nick Sirianni's like, hey, we're just trying to switch it up a little bit. We're just trying to see anything. And, having these kind of rock, paper, scissors matches, the mini basketball hoop games and all that, it just shows their competitiveness. How competitive are they? How do they act when they're winning? How do they act, competitively when they're losing? How deep do they love competition? How much do they love the game? So yeah, I really think I had it wrong last season on Nick Sirianni, and I really think I'm buying into this man almost 100%. Like, I'm putting Nick Sirianni in kind of top, let's just put it a little generally, but we'll just put it at top 10. I have Nick Sirianni a top 10 head coach in the league at the current moment. We can make the argument for maybe number 5, top 5 and all that, but let's just kind of put it a little bit out there, top 10. I have Nick Sirianni top 10 coaches in the league currently. Just that outside the box thinking, switching it up, just utilizing everything at your disposal. You can have fun with it and just see how they react in these situations. And then maybe it tells you nothing, but also maybe you get a little bit of something. And that's what Nick Sirianni was saying kind of in this interview. Hey, even if we just get this small amount of information from this, then we've already won, because we've got extra information that other teams don't have. And this helps us make our decision. Hey, should we draft him? Should we not? Maybe we're kind of, torn, this guy or this guy, but we did the mini basketball thing, and this guy number 2 was a little bit more competitive than guy number 1. Guy number 1 didn't really take losing well, a little over dramatic on not winning, and which is great. You obviously want people to win, but that's going to be toxic to the locker room in that fashion. We can kind of see this becoming a toxicity problem if we continue to lose. So we're going to go with guy number 2 just because he handles competition and losing just a little bit better. Maybe that's what you find out by this, and that's what Nick Sirianni was saying. So I have to take back the take that we had last year that I didn't like Nick Sirianni for doing rock, paper, scissors with the draft prospects, but I had it totally wrong. I love the idea. It's smart. It's innovative. It's outside the box thinking. It's just not following the classic, we don't all have to do the same thing, folks. You can make it fun, make it your own, and that's what, we want. And that's an offensive-minded thing, folks. You think defensive-minded coaches are playing mini basketball or rock, paper, scissors? Of course not. They're probably like, I don't even know what a defensive coach would ask in that situation. Probably something about your taxes. Hey, you file your taxes online or in person? Oh, you do it online? That's probably their kind of extra extra questioning there. Taxing. Who wants to talk about your taxes, right? Offensive guys are like, hey, let's play some fucking mini basketball. You want to shoot some hoops here? You want to play rock, paper, scissors? Yeah? Yeah, I mean, it's a party. It's a good party when you get the offensive guys together. Defensive guys, you get them all together. They're talking about taxes and, oh, yeah, I shot a 4-under on Gold Eagle course yesterday. It's like, okay, yeah, okay. So Nick Sirianni had it totally wrong about the man, and it truly showed last season. This was a good year for the Eagles, folks. You got really kind of first full year for Jalen Hurts under his belt. That looked pretty good. Devontae Smith, kind of welcome to the league. Really solid season. Touchdowns, yardage, getting the experience. Nick Sirianni, first-time head coach, winning games. Really solid, competitive all year long. Learning how to kind of just run the ball. They ran the ball well, put up the points pretty solidly. Defense was good. So this was overall a really successful year by Nick Sirianni, year number 1. And it's all because of the rock, paper, scissors. We can trace it all back to that rock, paper, scissors matches that he had with all the draft prospects last season. So watch for the Eagles to continue to get better. Watch for Nick Sirianni to continue to grow as a coach and find the talent, just like Mike McDaniels. Hey, when you're looking for a Deebo Samuel, you don't look for Deebo. You look at the skill set of the players. And for Nick Sirianni, it's like, hey, if we're looking for people that love competition, well, we just don't ask them, hey, do you love competition? Because obviously they're all going to say yes. You find other ways around it. 1 second, folks. Excuse us again. Jeez. Hello? Hi, Dr. Ron, has a pickup. Okay, copy. All right, bye. So, there it is. Nick Sirianni winning us over here. Cannot wait to watch this man next season, and we'll see what he does in the draft here and see who was the best in mini basketball. That's who he's going to draft. It's going to have nothing to do with the talent on the field. It's whoever was good at mini basketball. Those are the players that are going to be on the Eagles next year, and watch out because the Eagles may win the Super Bowl. This is the new way of thinking, and we absolutely love it, folks. Shout out to Nick Sirianni. We apologize for having you all wrong last season. At least for the first part. We were on Nick Sirianni real early on during the season, but in the offseason, we weren't on him. So we apologize for that time missed of getting praised by Takes by Fans. Alrighty, continuing on here. Couple more stories. Do we need to get out of here? How long we've been going? Oh, okay, we're good. We can finish these up, absolutely. All right, here we go. Next story up here. And yeah, this is just a tough spot to be in. Really tough spot to be in here for the Titans and head coach Mike Vrabel. So he's been talking this week, and we get this right here. Mike Vrabel on quarterback Ryan Tannehill says, quote, "We evaluate our roster. We look to improve the entire roster. We know the quarterback play is critical. He's won a lot of games for us, and he'll win a lot more." So once again, just, hey, what are we doing with Ryan Tannehill? Are we still good with Ryan Tannehill as our quarterback, or do we need to move off of him? And it's a really tough question, and I really don't know. If I was in this kind of position, do I stick with Ryan Tannehill another year, multiple more years, or do I move off of him? It's real tough because he's really good in the regular season being a game managing quarterback, and I dare say great in the regular season. But the playoffs is really what we need to do, and this man really doesn't have any great or even good playoff performances here. He's throwing interceptions every single, playoff game. This playoff game against the Bengals, he threw 3 picks and really just looked out of it. Ryan Tannehill did not look good in that game, just kind of optically. Watching him throw the ball with, no urgency, looking really kind of lethargic out there when he was throwing the ball, like he was just going through the motions. That's what I saw last season, and he threw 3 picks. Then 2 years ago, 2020 against the Ravens, he throws 1 touchdown, but also 1 pick and only for 165 yards. That's not going to get it done. Now, his first playoff kind of game that he played when he got to the Titans that first year, for Marcus Mariota, he wasn't really that good in that playoff series, even though they got to the Afc Championship game. Game number 1 in that playoff run, 2020, getting to the Afc Championship game. Game number 1, 1 touchdown, 1 pick for only 72 yards and 53% completion percentage. We all know it was Derrick Henry that won the game and the defense, but they win the game. Game number 2, he didn't really improve. Yeah, he had 2 passing touchdowns and no picks, but he also only threw the ball 14 times for 50% completion percentage and only 88 yards. Once again, the defense in the running game getting it done. And then came the AFC Championship game against the Chiefs, and Ryan Tannehill had his best playoff performance probably of his entire career. 67% completion percentage, 209 yards, 2 touchdowns, no picks, and they still lose by 11 points. They put up 24 points, lost 35-24. That was his best. That was the best that we've seen Ryan Tannehill play in the playoffs, and you lose by double digits, get blown out. So we've seen kind of the ceiling of Ryan Tannehill in the playoffs thus far. So what do we do with them? Are we done? Can we not win with Ryan Tannehill in the playoffs? Yeah, I don't know if I can even really see Ryan Tannehill winning a Super Bowl. We saw how Joe Burrow played in the Super Bowl. It wasn't great, but it wasn't bad. Sacked a lot, made some big throws here and there. Ryan Tannehill would probably be just that. And Joe Burrow couldn't even win a ring. So I just think we've reached our ceiling with Ryan Tannehill, but it's so hard to move off of him. He just got the #1 seed. He's always competitive in every single game. He makes big time throws in big time situations in the regular season, but we need to be playing for just more than regular season success, folks. I mean, that's why we knock Aaron Rodgers. So we can't praise Ryan Tannehill and knock Aaron Rodgers, obviously. But, yeah, it's a really tough predicament. I mean, you need a stable quarterback. Derrick Henry, missing this season kind of hurt him a little bit in the playoffs as well, not kind of being as cohesive as we know this Titans team is. I mean, honestly, at full strength, this is the most cohesive team in the entire league, folks. Like, I don't even have to worry about any locker room shenanigans, any kind of off-field shenanigans here by the Titans, because we know Mike Vrabel runs a real tight ship, and everybody for the Titans they just buy in, and that is a huge part to Ryan Tannehill. He's a really good leader. He's a great leader. Everybody buys in, and everybody knows Ryan Tannehill is not the best passer, but have you heard anybody say anything bad about Ryan Tannehill? Future, current player or former player that played with Ryan Tannehill? I don't think I heard one bad thing for the man the entire time. And we all know his limitations. We all know his struggles. We all know his ceiling. And nobody really kind of speaks out. We don't hear kind of anonymous players for the Titans kind of coming out and being like, oh my God, we can't win with Ryan Tannehill. We don't even get that. Anonymous people, anonymous players with anonymity. They're not going off the record and being like, just between us, he's really trash. And nobody's printing that story because it's not happening. That would absolutely kind of surface as a story. Oh, anonymous player says Ryan Tannehill can't play or can't win the big game. That would absolutely be a story, but we never got that, folks. So it's a real predicament for this Titans team. Keep Tannehill, move off of him. But Mike Vrabel says, hey, we evaluate a roster. We look to improve our roster. We know the quarterback play is critical. He's won a lot of games for us, and he'll win a lot more. So confidence in Ryan Tannehill, not truly saying he's our guy 100%, but still having that believability in him. And I can't really blame him. I can't blame Mike Vrabel. And once again, if you want to knock Mike Vrabel, he is a defensive guy. Ryan Tannehill not being able to evaluate the quarterback position. You know what we mean, folks? You know what we mean? Once again, defensive-minded head coaches, not maybe always the greatest. Can't make the tough decision on Ryan Tannehill. What we've already said earlier today. You know what we mean, folks? Yes, another example potentially. So we'll see what the Titans do with Ryan Tannehill this season, next season, and all that. And we'll see if Ryan Tannehill can finally win that big game in the playoffs. Hasn't been able to really do it thus far. So we'll see. Really, I don't have the answer. I really don't even have an answer. I don't have a take on what I do with Ryan Tannehill. I really would be dumbfounded. If I was in this position, Mike Vrabel would be like, hey, cut him or keep him. I'm like, I don't know. What do you think? What do you think? You make the decision. I'm not making the call here. You make the call. So we'll see what happens with Ryan Tannehill in the future. All right, here we go. Next story up here. Tom Brady retired this offseason. Everybody's speculating, he's going to come out of retirement. No, he's not. He wants to play for the 49ers. He's going to go back and play for the Patriots. Bruce Arians said, hey, we're not trading Tom Brady. And if you want to trade Tom Brady, I need 5 first-round draft picks. So even if Tom Brady wants to play somewhere else, I don't know if they're going to let him kind of out of his contract in Tampa Bay. But we get a statement from Tom Brady, and this is why I absolutely hate the excuse that everybody uses. I'm retiring because I want to spend time with family. I want to spend more time with my family. That's why I'm retiring. I absolutely hate that excuse, and that's why I was a little disappointed in Tom Brady retiring this season, because it wasn't Tom Brady retired because he couldn't play anymore. This was his best season. This was his best season of his entire career. How crazy is that? So he could still play, absolutely. But Tom Brady's reasoning of retiring was, hey, I want to spend more time with my family. I want to spend more time with my wife and my kids. And okay, but at some point it gets old, folks. It gets old. It gets a little old. You're not going to be spending every waking moment with your family. So yeah, it sounds good to say that, and it sounds good in your head, but when it actually comes, it's like, yeah, I kind of miss football. Like, it goes back to, like, people just retiring in general. I don't want to work anymore. And then, like, a week into retirement, you've done everything. You got a lot of free time in your hand, and you're like, I kind of need to get a part-time job. I'm going crazy in the house. That's the biggest complaint that everybody has when they retire. That's why they get part-time jobs. They're like, yeah, I was just sitting around the house, cooped up, and I was going crazy in my own head. So yeah, it all sounds good. I'm going to retire. And then you hit that first week of retirement, maybe even the first month, and you're like, yeah, this is great. And then you're on, day 300 of just doing nothing or nothing exciting. And you're like, yeah, I'm kind of going crazy in the house. So yeah, it sounds good, but at the end of the day, it's like, who do we really believe in this? And is it really that worth it? Because we get a statement by Tom Brady right here. They asked the question, maybe you can tell us where you're going? And then Tom Brady says, quote, I tell you, I wish I had a clear vision of what the future holds. But I think for me, there's a lot of great things and a lot of great opportunities that I know I said right after football season I was looking forward to spending time with my family. And I've done that the last 5 weeks. And I know there'll be more of that too. So, I like staying busy, that's for sure. I played a little bit of golf, and I'm actually going to see my parents tonight, which I'll be, yeah. And then he goes on about sleeping in his own bed. Okay, yeah, okay. So, but the main takeaway here is by Tom Brady saying, I know I said, after football, I just wanted to spend time with my family, and I've done that for the last 5 weeks. And I know there'll be a lot more of that. Exactly. It's like, you just spent 5 straight weeks with your family. It's like, yeah, it sounds good, but it's like, it's not that you had enough of your family, but it's like, this is what I'm just going to do for the rest of my life, spend time with my family. Who wants to do that, right? But it's just like, it sounds great, and you get brownie points for saying this. Everybody, oh my God, he just wants to be a family man. He wants to be a good dad. Oh my God, such a good guy, such a good guy. Like, okay, yeah, pump the brakes. We get it, okay? Stop the virtue signaling. We get it. Tom Brady's a good dad. We get it. Okay, great guy. But I mean, I just hate it. I hate that they use that as an excuse. Hey, I just want to spend more time with my family. It's like, you do spend time with your family. And I know you miss some moments because you have to travel and be on the road and Sundays and all that. I get it. But I mean, are we just going to sit around and spend time with our families until we die and not do anything else? So, I still hate that Tom Brady's retired. I still don't really believe it, but here we are. It is happening. So, I don't know if he comes out of retirement. I really don't think he does. I mean, we know Tom Brady kind of has eluded father time and medical time as well. But I mean, I don't know if football is a sport that you can kind of, go a year without and then pick right back up, especially at Tom Brady's age. So, I really think it's just once he gets out of football shape, he's donezo. Even if he wants to come back, I don't think his body will be like, nah, we're not fucking doing this again. What are you, crazy? I just gave you 20 straight years of doing it, and now you want to go a year off and treat me not good and then try to jump right back into it? No. I don't care if you're the GOAT. I'm not keeping up with that. So Tom Brady spent the last 5 weeks with his family and now maybe trying to get back in the league. Yeah, that's why he didn't retire in the first place. But he can make his own decisions. We just don't love it. All right, and then 2 things quickly here to finish it up. Here we go, and then we're getting out of here. Houston Texans, Lovie Smith, hoping for a speedy resolution to Deshaun Watson situation. Now, why do we bring this up? Because not Rich Bisaccia, even though Rich Bisaccia did handle his situation very, very well, but Will Culley handled the Deshaun Watson carnival absolutely perfectly. It didn't end week 1. It really ended like week 10-ish after the trade deadline, sort of. That's really when it all kind of was out of the way. But Will Culley handled it. It was never a distraction. We need to keep that in mind. So when we do get to the Texans in our NFL final thoughts, we are writing that down. The Deshaun Watson story was never a distraction for the Texans the entire year because Will Culley kept the team in that situation separate the entire year, didn't play into it, didn't feed into the narrative by the media and all that, didn't feed into the questions by the media. He handled it. He kept it separate, and they were decently insanely competitive the entire year. So is Lovie Smith going to be able to do the same exact thing? Once again, Lovie Smith under a little bit of an extra powerful lens on a microscope this year because of how good I thought Will Culley had last season with the Texans. So we hated Will Culley getting fired. They hire Lovie Smith, and now Lovie Smith wants a speedy resolution to the Deshaun Watson situation. Yeah, well, so did Will Culley, but he made the most of it. So Lovie Smith, you must do the same here. We'll see if he can do it. All right, and then the final thing right here. What did we just say? I don't know if it was yesterday or 2 days ago on the show, but what did we just say, folks, on Kirk Cousins? He's a mirage. He's a cactus in the desert, miraged as a vending machine for water because you're dying of dehydration in the Sahara Desert. Kirk Cousins is a cactus disguised as a vending machine, a savior vending machine. And we just heard from Mike Zimmer, well, not from Mike Zimmer, but a leak of Mike Zimmer saying that, he was kind of bad-mouthing Kirk Cousins and kind of saying, like, hey, he's not the guy. And then we have Kevin O'Connell, the new head coach for the Vikings, buying into Kirk Cousins, saying this, quote, Kirk is our quarterback. I'm excited about that, and I'm excited about building an offense for him. So... all right, we told Kevin O'Connell to stay away and not get fooled by the cactus in the room, but so far he's fooled by the cactus in the room, folks. So Kevin O'Connell, good luck. Good luck with Kirk Cousins. Hopefully Kevin O'Connell has said this without seeing Kirk Cousins firsthand. So when he does see Kirk Cousins firsthand, he's like, oh, I made a mistake, and trades him instantly. But it doesn't seem like it's the case. So, Kevin O'Connell, we want the best for you as a head coach, but this could be your downfall. Do not get distracted by the cactus, Kevin O'Connell. Please, please, please. Alrighty, folks, that is going to do it for us today. Got to get out of here. Truly unfortunate we can't get to our final thoughts on the NFL season. We will try to do that tomorrow. We will try our hardest. We will try our damnedest. But once again, we can't make any promises on the show, folks. We'll do a 20-minute rant on Aaron Rodgers. Y'all know how we can get. So we'll try to hit the final thoughts tomorrow, get that started so we can knock that out before, once again, the NFL offseason and training camp and, well, not training camp, but the draft combine and the draft to really kind of swoop us into the NFL offseason. So we got to try and get that out of the way as soon as possible. We're trying, folks. We truly are trying. I did not have a 20-minute rant on Aaron Rodgers on this show today. I did not schedule that, but you get me going, you get me talking, I'm gonna be voicing my opinion, folks. Once again, I will not stand silent. That is the one issue I will not stand idly by on. I let y'all have a lot of things, folks. I see what y'all say on a daily basis. I am out there watching y'all. I just want y'all to know that. I am out there watching y'all. But I will not, this is the one thing I will not stand idly by on, the unwavering praise of Aaron Rodgers. I cannot hold my tongue on that, folks. That's the one thing I will not hold my tongue on. I hold my tongue on a lot of things what y'all say, but the Aaron Rodgers thing, I cannot let it go any longer. So that's where we get 20-minute rants every single time we bring up Aaron Rodgers. So I'm sorry. I apologize. But I don't. I am not sorry. I know I just said I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry about it. I will not apologize for truly knocking Aaron Rodgers. Somebody needs to knock him, and if I have to be the guy, I will be the martyr of that. Y'all can kill me, crucify me, that's fine. I will be that guy because somebody needs to be that guy. So, that's going to do it for us today, folks. We're back live tomorrow, noon Eastern, with our NBA Power Rankings. I know we said we were going to do that on Thursday's show, but we cannot do that on Thursdays. So we will move that officially to Fridays, and we will officially update our NBA Power Rankings tomorrow on the show. We will do that Fridays moving forward. So that's coming up tomorrow on the show, NBA Power Rankings. How did the last kind of week and a half look to us and the teams that we have? We'll get to our NFL final thoughts, and if we have to talk about Aaron Rodgers again tomorrow, we will do that as well. So, back live tomorrow, noon Eastern, doing it all again. Hopefully you'll join us. But that's going to do it for us today, folks. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. And we'll see you tomorrow, folks. Cash in tonight in the NBA. 4 great picks. Love them all. We're looking to go 7 for 7 in the last 2 days. So, great value in the NBA tonight. Take that, cash it out, and let's all have a nice betting night. Yes? I'll leave with that. Have a great betting night, folks. We'll see you.